Now, what if we want to add more properties inside the claim right here? How do we do that and customize that based on certain client? Like let's say we want to add the given name, family name, as well as role of the user. In order to add that, we will have to configure things in our identity server. Let me close all the tabs here and we will open up our identity server. Here by default there is a profile service which has some of the methods that we can implement. So inside the identity, let me add a new folder for services. We will right click, add a new class here. We will call this as profile service. This profile service we will implement the interface iProfile service, which is inside the Dundee.identityserver.services, and it needs two methods to be implemented. First one is getProfileDataAsync and isActiveAsync. Now in order to get all of the details about the user, we will again need the user manager and role manager. And on top of that, we will have to create a claim here. So in order to work with claim, we will use iUserClaims principal factory, which will be on application user. So we will have to create all of those and add the using statements. So let me just configure things for our dependency injection. Make sure to configure them exactly like I have. User manager will be on application user, role manager will be on identity role, and iUserClaims principal factory will be on application user. Once you have that, we will get the subject or the subscriber here. So string sub is equal to context.subject.getSubjectID. This is an extension that will get the subject. What will be present in this subject is the user ID of the logged in user. Based on that user ID, we can retrieve the complete user. So application user is equal to underscore. We have the user manager dot find by ID async, and the ID is inside the variable sub. Let's add async here. There we go. Next, we will have to create claims principal. It will be user claims is equal to await underscore user claims principal factory. On there we have the method create async and we will pass the user. It will create the claims. Then we will convert all of the claims that are present in a list. So we will say list of claims. We will call that as claims is equal to user claims.claims.toList. So we convert them to a list, and then we will assign this claims.where. We will say claim goes to context.requestedClaimTypes.contains. So whatever claim types are requested, we will find those and we will assign them to this list of claim. On top of the claims that are requested, we can also add more claims. So for example, we can say here if user manager dot supports user role. This indicates that whether the user manager is supporting roles. In our case, we are using roles for admin and customer, so this will be valid. In this case, we will create an ilist of string. We will call that roles is equal to await underscore user manager dot get roles async. We will get all of the roles that are assigned to this user. Then we will add a for each loop here, variable role name in roles. Each one of them we will add to claims.add new claim, and the type will be JWT claim types. We have the built-in role, and the value that we will assign will be inside role name. Now this is what we have used in our application for user role. But if in case there are claims on role, we can find those as well. So we'll say support role claims. If that is true, then inside the identity role, we will say await underscore role manager dot find by name is sync. We will pass the role name here. If role is not null, then to our claims we can add a range, and we'll say await underscore role manager dot get claims is sync. We will pass the role. Now this piece we have not implemented in our application, but I just wanted to show you that if you have claims with the role, then you can configure them dynamically like this. Something else that we have configured is given name and family name. We can copy this and paste it right here. We will add to our claims the family name and given name. And what we will add is user.lastname and user.firstname. Lastly, we have to implement the isActive async. Here we will again get the user ID sup is equal to context.subject.getSubjectID. Based on that, we will retrieve the application user object. User is equal to await underscore user manager dot find by ID async, and we pass the subject. Dot is active is equal to user if that is not null. And we add async right here. Great. So with this we have implemented the helper method for profile service. Let's see how this changes things in the next video. In the last video,